Hey there, and welcome. So today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most beautiful Psalms in the entire Bible, Psalm 19. It's all about the two big, powerful ways God speaks to us. Let's get into it.
With all the noise in the world today, everything's constantly yelling for our attention. It's easy to ask, hey, is God still speaking? And how in the world am I supposed to hear him? Well, Psalm 119 gives us this incredibly clear answer, showing us two very distinct voices that God uses to speak to every single one of us.
All right, so the first voice, it's not one you hear with your ears. It's something you see. It's this silent, universal message that creation itself is broadcasting 24/7.
This is such a cool idea, right? The psalmist is saying the sky isn't silent at all. It's constantly talking. Day after day and night after night, the universe is just pouring out this message about the one who made it. And it's a language that everybody, everywhere can understand, no translator needed. It's always revealing God's incredible power and glory.
And that's the key. Its reach is absolutely universal. It's an unspoken language, but it's understood by everyone on Earth. It doesn't matter what your culture is, where you live, or what language you speak. You can look up and get the message. There's just no escaping it.
Then the psalm gets really specific and zooms in on the sun. It paints this picture of the sun as this powerful athlete, a champion, running its race across the sky. It's this amazing symbol of majestic power that reaches every single corner of the globe. Just like nothing can hide from the sun's heat, nobody can really miss this powerful testimony to God's glory.
And right here, the psalm makes this really dramatic pivot. We're shifting gears from that big, general message we see in creation, that silent, universal witness, to something way more specific and personal, His Word.
Okay, so this second voice is totally different. It's way more direct, way more personal. This isn't something you just see. This is something you can hear and read. It's His written word, what the psalmist calls the law of the Lord. And here's the really crucial difference. Creation shows us God's glory, which is amazing, but His word, it has the power to actually change us from the inside out. It's called perfect, and it has this power to convert the soul. To totally transform who we are at our core. It can take a simple, humble person and make them wise.
And check out all the different things it does. It's not a one-trick pony. It revives you, it makes you wise, it fills your heart with joy, and it lights up your eyes so you can see things with total clarity. It literally touches every single part of your life.
So, with all that power, is it any surprise that the psalmist says it's incredibly valuable? He's basically saying, forget gold, even tons of the finest gold, this is better, and it's sweeter than honey, the sweetest thing they could imagine. It's the ultimate treasure.
This idea of God's word being absolutely perfect, it's not just here in Psalm 19. Take Psalm 12, for instance. It compares His words to silver that's been purified in a fire 7 times. That picture just hammers home the point. It's perfectly pure, totally reliable. You can bet your life on it.
So what happens when you see God's glory in creation and you see His perfection in His word? Well, the only natural response is to turn your focus inward. And that's where the psalmist goes next, into this really personal, heartfelt prayer.
That's what the word does, right? It's like a bright light that shows us things about ourselves we didn't even know were there. It shines a light on those secret faults, the mistakes and sins we're completely blind to. But instead of making us feel hopeless, it leads us to this humble prayer, just asking to be made clean.
I love this part, because it's like a practical roadmap for our own prayers. First, you got to acknowledge those hidden faults. Then, you ask God to cleanse you. The next step is asking for His help to keep you from those arrogant, willful sins. And the goal of it all? To live a life of total integrity. And it all builds up to this one final, powerful question. This is really the ultimate goal for anyone who's truly listened to those two voices of God. How can everything about me, not just what I say, but what I think, how can all of that be pleasing to my Creator? And that brings us to the Psalm's beautiful conclusion. It's a prayer for integrity through and through, from the words that come out of your mouth to the thoughts that run through your mind. And that desire, it just flows naturally when you know God as your strength and your Redeemer, the one who's revealed Himself in the world around you and in His perfect word.
And of course, we want to give a huge thank you for the source material for this lesson. This entire explainer was based on the great work of the You Need Faith in Jesus team.
And that's our look at the incredible message of Psalm 19. Now, to really make these ideas stick, be sure to check out the flashcards to review the key points, and then go ahead and take the quiz to wrap up this lesson.